हेलो फ्रेंड्स। तो आज मैंने सोचा कि एक वीडियो बनाऊं इंडिया की सिचुएशन पे जो चल रहा है। इट्स वेरी सैड एंड वेरी ट्रेजिक एंड somehow it came to my mind that I should just check what I can see from an astrological point of view, and I found some interesting things that I thought I should share them with you. एंड रादर देन लिखने की बजाय मैंने सोचा आज मैं एक शॉर्ट सा वीडियो बना के शेयर करूं जो मेरी ऑब्जर्वेशन है। तो आई ओपन द चार्ट फॉर इंडिया at the time of the official creation of this modern form of India on 15th of August 1947 midnight, New Delhi. And I found this interesting fact that when our, our country was born anew in this current format, uh, Rahu was in the first house and in the sign of Taurus. एंड देर आर अ लॉट ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशंस, पर जिन पे मेरा ज्यादा ध्यान गया वो ये था कि राहु फर्स्ट हाउस में है एंड सेकंड थर्ड हाउस में देर आर अ लॉट ऑफ प्लैनेट्स, स्पेशली इन पुष्य एंड अश्लेषा नक्षत्र, एंड द फैक्ट दैट सैटर्न एंड प्लूटो आर ऑलमोस्ट टोटली कंजंक्ट, और नेपच्यून और मरकरी की डिग्रीज भी काफी क्लोज हैं, म्यूचुअल एस्पेक्ट में है। ये मैं क्यों शेयर कर रहा हूँ, ये मैं वीडियो जैसे जैसे चलेगी आपको पता लग जाएगा। and currently we are in the moon Saturn दशा। तो आज का ट्रांजिट अगर देखें हम, जो आज की 4th ऑफ मई 2021 है, तो वी कैन सी राहु इज इन टॉरस साइन ओनली इन द फर्स्ट हाउस। राहु इज ट्रांजिटिंग द फर्स्ट हाउस आवर कंट्री, ठीक है। एंड what is more interesting is that Uranus and Rahu are at exactly the same degrees. So Uranus is aspecting Rahu from the 12th house. तो यूरेनस क्या है? थंडर, लाइटनिंग बोल्ट, एकदम मतलब सॉर्ट ऑफ लाइक इंद्र देवता, ज्यूस, मतलब एकदम एक्सप्लोसिव थंडरिंग लाइटनिंग एनर्जी, जो इम्पल्सिव शॉर्ट टर्म हो लेकिन बहुत इंटेंस हो, बहुत ही शोई हो, फ्लैशी हो। और राहु की एनर्जीज अगर आप एस्ट्रोलॉजी के रेगुलर रीडर हैं तो आपको पता ही है कि इट इज अगेन डिस्टर्बेंस, chaos, illusion, and many times on the negative aspect, many times on the positive aspect, but it's certainly an extreme kind of energy. तो when Rahu is transiting the first house of our country and Uranus उसको 12th house से देख रहा है, तो any extremeness is then extremely amplified also. तो आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ द रीजन कि जब से ये ट्रांजिट आया है, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट टू दिस extraordinarily intensive tsunami of COVID cases, this transit is definitely boosting that kind of events to manifest. तो मैंने ये देखा कि when is this transit going to get over, and with some observation I was able to see कि by 29th of May we can see that now Uranus and Rahu are not so close. Plus Sun has entered the first house. So Sun will enter the first house on 15th of May. That will be a relief for this current pandemic situation, definitely. When Sun enters Rohini within a few days, that will be a relief by 20th of May. And then finally, when Sun is close to Rahu, it will have a positive influence. Plus Uranus will have by then, left its flashy attitude and gone a bit far. So one more week if we go ahead till June 7th, here is when I see that finally Uranus is not influencing Rahu that much, and Sun has also given its energy. And by this time, by June 7th, I believe that this second wave would come down to its baseline level, and the intensity and the destruction and the chaos and mayhem will uh, start coming to an end, or it will be back to the normals or the baseline levels that we had back in January or mid-February. So from this observation I can say at least by June 7th the second wave should be under control. Having said that, one very interesting observation that I had was that Also, one more thing about this second wave I want to share is that, as I said, we are going through Moon, Saturn, Mahadasha, and Antardasha. And Saturn is conjunct with Pluto in Ashlesha. Now, Pluto is a energy of death, distance, and uh, you know, deep things and distant things. So we are going through a dasha of planet that is afflicted by Pluto, and it is in Ashlesha. Ashlesha is leaving this dimension, connecting with other dimensions, and many other manifestations of Ashlesha exist. But this is also not helping. So I believe by 10th of July, as per this Vimshotri Dasha system, will also be free from this Saturn Antardasha. So definitely, I have this belief that by 7th of June we should be ending this second wave, and by 7th of July, 10th of July, the most of the damage will be behind us, and we will start seeing better days. Other than that, one more interesting observation. The second thing, I'll tell you three things in total. The second thing is that when Rahu enters the same house where it is located in the natal chart, there are always big transformations in life of regular people as well. So it must be something that we can see in the country charts also. So our natal chart Rahu is at 5 degrees in Taurus sign. So I saw this interesting observation in this observation chart. So 2020 and 2021 again Rahu is in Taurus. Okay, and we have seen what kind of havoc we have gone through. So I went back every 18-year cycle to see what happened in previous such scenarios, and we can see in 2002 and 2003 again Rahu was in Taurus, if you can see. So, and we know 2002 was the time of Gujarat riots, and 2003 also some big transformations had occurred in Mumbai. We had two bomb blasts in 2003. So again, it was not a good time, and a lot of you know disturbance was there. And then I went back another cycle, and this time we reach, which was very interesting. We reached 1984, and we all know 1984 is quite a popular time, not in the good sense. Obviously, it was tragic. Uh, it started with the Operation Blue Star, and then the assassination of Indira Gandhi, and then the anti-Sikh riots in New Delhi. Very sad and tragic time. So this was in '84, and then I went one more cycle back in 1966, when again Rahu was in Taurus. Actually, it should be 65 now, if we see it. And do you know what was famous in 65, 66? In 65, we had the Indo-Pak War, and in 66, our Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri passed away, and Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister. So that, and interestingly, the previous cycle, she became the Prime Minister, and in the next cycle of Rahu, she was assassinated. And if we go one cycle more behind, and that's the time of independence, our country became free. So very interesting observation that I came across today. I thought I should share with you that whenever Rahu enters Taurus after an 18-year cycle, there is a lot of disturbance in our country. And if dashas and other transits also give it a boost, then definitely it's not a good time. So I believe we have to be very careful and very resolved in these times. We should keep our guards up. We should try to stay have a wise attitude, try to maintain peace and calm, because more death and destruction is the last thing we need. We need peace, we need uh, calm, and we need to move towards a progressive and stable country now. So having said that, I could see that just I'll take 1 or 2 more minutes of your time. Uh, so if we see in real time, when do we see Rahu leaving Taurus? So it is probably November. No, it's not in November. It's actually, yeah, it's around April next year. So one more thing is that be it any sign, not just this sign, whenever Rahu is in the last few degrees, like that's actually 3 degree to 0 degree because it goes in reverse direction. It has a very lot, a very intense energy to it. So from November to January, I believe we have to be very careful about our country, maintaining peace and calm, especially when it is actually at 5 degrees. So I believe the time from October to January, we have to be careful that we don't let our guards down. Neither the pandemic nor the politics or any other stupid thing happens that causes the general public any kind of harm. Because politicians come and go, it's the public that has to suffer in long term. So just a piece of advice for my fellow countrymen. And third and last thing that was interesting, I felt like sharing, is that I never knew that we have North Node Rahu in the first house of our country. And this is amazing because we are a country that believes in values and maintaining our old cultures and traditions. But then Rahu is something that wants progressive ideas, breaking rules, and having a very open and very classy and very freedom oriented nature. And then so many planets in the third house, with Moon in the sign of Moon in Pushya and Ashlesha. I think as a country we should have an attitude that is very friendly, very accommodating, very, I would say, we should become a tourist destination of sort. We should be a good host to the world. We should be and this Neptune Mercury combination that I shared in the beginning, this shows that our mind and our intelligence should be focused on healing, on guiding, on spirituality as well. We should be the healer for the world. uh, Kritika maybe makes our Rahu very critical. Critical, kind of, it has the same root. But still we have to have a very progressive and progress oriented mindset, and we have to just give away all these old strict or orthodox ideologies in every sense, not just uh, uh, one culture or one religion. Everybody has to have a very progressive and very free mindset if we really want this particular format of our country uh, to be progressive, to be happy, and to become a world leader. We have to learn how to accept this Rahu energy and become a world leader with this energy. So be friendly, be nice, be accommodative, be helpful, and be very open-minded towards the world and every situation. I think that's one thing or one mindset that can really help our country from an astrological point of view. So I hope you like these three observations, and you can share your views and comments with me in the comments section below. I'll share this video on YouTube, and let me know what you think about this. I hope if you are an astrology enthusiast, for others, I don't know, but for astrology enthusiasts, I hope this was a useful and enlightening lecture of sort. So thank you so much. Hope to see you in another video as well. Hopefully a better one, more animated. Thank you so much.